Hi, I'm Dr. Ruth Cherrington, and I have a great interest in the social history of ordinary people and their culture, the grassroots movements, and particularly over the last century. And I've been recording, researching, documenting working men's clubs in Britain over quite a long period now, and recording stories and memories and histories of the ordinary working class people that use these clubs. And I've written a fair amount on that, including a book and journal articles, and I've now also begun to record some of them in terms of placecasts, where you talk about the institution that you're looking at, the club. I've also done pubs as well, and a little bit of its history and the situation it's in today. It's not so difficult to record, to present something visually about an institution, whether it's a club, a community centre, a pub, a museum, etc., whatever it is. The first thing that you must do is it's got to be somewhere that you're interested in, I think. Somewhere maybe you might know a little bit about, maybe somewhere you know a lot about, maybe somewhere even where you've used and you're very familiar with over your life or in your recent life. So you have to do some research about what is this place? What does it mean for the community? What has it represented? And it might mean you need to get some facts and figures, but you don't need so many facts and figures. You're not writing an essay or dissertation on it. You want a script. So you want to get some information. That can be the basic information and some facts and figures, but also probably your personal relationship to that place as well. If you've used it, or if your family used it, or if your community used it, and so on. And you put that together as a basic script, really, which doesn't have to be too long. So you write the script. You can read it out to yourself. It might just be that you go in a room and you read it out to yourself, see how it sounds, see how you feel, and you get it the way you want it to be, basically. And what you can do then is to take photographs, the simplest thing to do before you move on to video, if you like. And in fact, sometimes people just prefer a photograph, is to either take pictures that are already there, but you have to be aware of copyright for that, of course. You can't just use other people's photos without their permission. So if you can, take your own photos and then select the one you want. And then you record your script. And how you do that is basically the practicalities. You need to be in a quiet place. You need to feel that you're in the right place for doing that. You can record outside, but of course there's so many obvious disadvantages whilst you're standing in front of a place, but there's a lot of noise and it's hard to do. So it's best to record the script in a quiet place, and not to worry too much if you go off script a little bit either, if you feel that that is necessary. And you do that a few times until you get the version that you're happy with. If you're using a photograph of the place, you don't need to be outside recording. Obviously, the outside element is going to be really important when you're doing a video, which is obviously a different scenario. You know, you have to be outside and videoing and speaking to the camera, speaking into your mobile phone or whatever other sort of recording device that you've got. And that becomes a bit more complicated. You need to be then aware of what's going on around you, and also it's more difficult to read from a script if you've got your phone in one hand and a script in another. In fact, it's hard. So then your script, not necessarily learn it off by heart, but it's going to be more ad lib, I think, when you're doing it to a building when you're outside, basically. So that's another, variation. So a photograph, the script, what you say about the place, if you record indoors, that's fine. But video, obviously, the outdoor element and the possible noise and the background noise people walking in front of you. In fact, some people sometimes come up to you if you're videoing and say, oh, it's a lovely building, isn't it? And some of you don't really want them to say that to you, and it might be your 10th time you've tried to record it and you think, oh no, here we go again, I've got to start again. But you know, it's just trial it out. It's trial and error, really. It's trial and error. So, and I think people get their own styles.